Yvette, you are head of cloud for Cisco, and you're certainly one of the few female faces that we see leading some of the initiatives that are happening right now in the transformation of telecom companies and everything shifting to the cloud and sort of many things that are happening that are changing the way the industry is being run. But you are still one of the few women at the, as one of the faces of this massive change that's happening, right? So what is the biggest challenge, what is the biggest thing holding us back from making that shift in the telecom industry?
I have to say we've spent a lot of time with the women that are in senior positions in the telecom industry. We get together, we really talk about this topic a lot. How can we help get more women into the business? It's not necessarily that there's a prejudice or a hindrance. I think there are just so few women, and especially I came from the technical ranks, and there's just so few women in the industry. So the challenge is get more women to come into this industry, see that it's attractive and what it is that we can do to really help women's careers.
Do you think, and I certainly have my own opinions, but is it a recruiting issue? Is it an education issue at a younger age? Is it the work-life balance? I mean, from a female perspective, in addition to the fact that people see fewer other women there to emulate, are these other issues particularly prominent?
I think there's a few things. So we actually went around to telecom and companies, and we said, will you make a commitment to this type of promotion or external hiring, and we got a whole group of telecom operators to say, I will make this commitment at a senior level for a woman, and some of them at a junior level to just bring people in. And what we realized is, looking at resumes, they're not there, right? And so it's a big problem of just presence.
Right.
It's not that we didn't succeed, we picked Joe over Mary. The resumes aren't there. What we have to do is we have to really advertise ourselves and how cool our industry is and what type of great jobs we have for women.
Right.
And then it goes all the way back. It's complicated, especially in tech, right? Because there's just a general lack of girls going into science, and it starts pretty early. So, but it's a big deal, and it's very, very important that we do it. We should all spend time on it.
I agree, and I have a daughter who is she's 10, and she's a big Minecraft devotee.
Excellent.
So my hope is that those types of things, and there's other companies certainly that are doing a lot at the education age. We hope that fills the pipeline a little bit.
Lego Robotics.
Correct.
It's great stuff.
Yes,
right?
there's some great stuff going on there.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's right. We should all just encourage our children to see the fun part of technology, and then the next thing you know, and schools are doing amazing things with programming classes and different languages, and so we're going the right direction. So it'll change, I know.
Do you, now that you have been so successful, now that you have reached a certain level, does that, do the challenges kind of fall off at a certain point? At a certain point you have so much credibility that it doesn't really matter female, male, or are you still aware of it at that level when you walk into a room, for example, and it's all men?
I have to say that I'm very, very fortunate, because I don't think I've ever had an awkwardness about it. The people that were my mentors, the people that promoted me, the people that gave me the chances were all men, because there's so few women in technology. And I always feel like they gave me that chance. They put me where I'm at. So I don't think it's a man versus woman. It's a they versus us. I feel that there's a great group of men that have supported my career, and if every man did that and just said, okay, I'm going to pick one woman and make her like my daughter, like my sister, and I'm gonna make sure to champion her career and help her along, we would make a massive impact on the numbers. Just to see, it's not women helping women. It's all of us focusing, right?
Sure. And what about the work-life balance? Because as much as we want to believe we all have progressed so far on that front, certainly there are still differences between what's expected at home and parenting and all of those things for females versus males, and how does that change? How does that impact the workplace, and how do we address that?
Two thoughts. First of all, I don't know if there is a formula for work-life balance. It's a very individual. It's a very individual thing, right? And whatever makes you comfortable. The word balance is the key there, right? So. And so for that, I feel like it's a supportive work environment and a supportive home environment. You have to have the balance on your support groups on both sides to make that work. And if you have that, then that's great. So we as Cisco have to worry about making sure to give that environment to
Right.
our women, and then you want to make sure that you have that on the home side as well. But but I think that what's really important there is if you're good and you're really good at what you do and you're just a rock star working on
Sure.
the team that we're on, and you need some time, of course I'll give you time,
Right.
right? You're a rock
Right.
star. You need
Right.
some time.
Right.
If and I think people make it into so much more of a front and center issue, whereas I think it just really, if you're good,
Right.
and you need some time, man or woman, it has
Right,
nothing to do
right,
with being a woman, right?
right.
You need some time, go take some time.
That's
You'll
right.
come back and you'll be a rock star.
Yeah, if you get work done and you succeed, then
Right.
man, there's always going to be a spot for you, I would think. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Any advice then to other women, to the women who are, past the childhood development and filling that pipeline, but moving into the early part of the career? First of all, I guess why should women get into telecom? What's your perspective on that? And what advice would you give them to succeed?
So I think women should get into telecom because there are no women in telecom. You will shine. You
Yes,
will have an
it's
amazing
true. It's
career
true.
because welcome. You're so welcome. The
Yes.
door is open and we're all waiting.
Right,
So,
right.
Right? I mean,
Yes, it's true.
it-
It's very
you-
true.
You couldn't be more welcomed here. And as far as advice, my advice is to the men, which is. And it's diversity in general. It's
Right.
not just women.
Sure.
I think
That makes sense.
it's for all diversity. If we all take an active role, adopt somebody in a diverse sense, we'll make massive impact.
Do you have people, women or men, that you mentor?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And actually, several women and myself in the telecom industry created a mentoring program. We create a retention program for the
good.
women that come in, that you don't
Right.
feel all alone. That
Yeah.
that you feel that you're part of our service provider family.
Right.
We do a lot of things, and it's very, very important that we should all do that.
I agree.
Give back, right? It's somebody got us here. We help somebody else get there.
Well, you have done amazing things in the industry, so you are definitely a role model for the rest of the women looking into telecom and
That's nice.
the folks who are there now. So thank you very much. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you.